let's move on. Let's move on. Let's move on, man. And we ain't got to stay on this too long, but Facebook banned Smith and Wesson. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's it seems a little personal if you ask me.
Like, what? Why would they ban Smith and Wesson?
Like I said, it sound personal.
Like, and it's two sides to this. It's like, one is scared because it's like you're banning Smith and Wesson, which is obviously a gun company. For anybody that didn't know who Smith and Wesson is, one of the longest standing American gun companies, and like it's not like they violated anything. You just said no, you can't be on our platform anymore, and it's like, are you gonna do that to all gun companies now? Because they took on YouTube, they if your video was sponsored by a gun company, that they was like you weren't allowed to monetize or something like that, or like they gave you like a strike. I can't remember exactly the wording of it. I'll have to look that up, but they did something like that on YouTube not that long ago, and it was like a huge uproar and stuff. It's like these companies coming after these gun companies. It's like, bro, y'all are American companies in America where we got our Second Amendment right to bear arms, and you just getting rid of all the gun companies off of the social media platforms where y'all are supposed to be unbiased.
You cancel that.
That's the problem. Like, you supposed to be unbiased.
Cancel that. Elon Musk on Twitter, and I swear to you, he's anything but unbiased up there.
But the thing about Elon Musk, he lets everything up there, one way or another. Whether you like him or you don't, one way or another, you can get up there on Twitter and say whatever you want to say, as long as it's not, against the law.
Now, the algorithm of it might be different, but I mean, it'll let you put it up there.
But as long as my thing is, because the algorithm is always going to be the algorithm, regardless of, they going to push whatever they want to push, right. And it's backdoor deals always being made, and it's always that. But taking somebody off the platform and pushing the algorithm is totally two different things. I'm taking your whole Smith and you can't promote on our platform no more at all, versus we might not push you in the front. Like, that's too different. I'd rather be able to put my content up here and get my own crowd to come to me than you just say no, you can't put my. Now I got to go figure out where else I can go and advertise. And we can see it's not working, because even like the companies that like did that whole thing against bringing up Twitter or X, when they stopped advertising on it, like it was Disney and Google and all of them, they just said that they were going right back to it. I think they just announced that, like, they're going right back over. And it's like, I don't know, man. I want to get more into censorship. We ain't gonna do it here. We'll probably do it Friday. I really want to get into censorship, but like, I just don't like the. As long as I'm not saying anything or doing anything outside the lines of, like, against the law. Number one, like, you can't be breaking laws on the internet, or saying anything to hurt, like, hey, go do this to this person, or like anything like that could cause harm. Allow me to talk. You feel me? Or promote my products. Like, we can sell guns in this country. Allow me to promote guns. We can do X, Y, and Z. Whatever it is that you're doing, allow me to do that, as long as it's legal. You feel me? Yeah. Now, when you get into like children's platforms and stuff like that, that's totally different. Like, but last time I checked, Facebook wasn't a children's platform. Man, it's mostly old people on that motherfucker anyway. Like, yeah, we keeping it a buck. But yeah, like, why do you think they banned them?
feel like it's more of a personal endeavor between, you know, the owners and the corporate leadership, rather than so much just focus on the guns.
Why do you say that?
Just because everything's real political right now.
Yeah.
And especially with the election and the outcome of it. So like you said, like leaders like Disney and I forgot who else you just mentioned, they said they weren't.
It was a list on. Let me look it up. But keep talking.
They weren't going to be on X. They weren't going to advertise on X. You know. Now all of a sudden, you know, they said they coming back. It's not no surprise why they coming back. It's just.
Well, I think that specifically is because they didn't think it. I think the X thing was they thought a lot of people was going to get off of X.
They were wrong about that.
Yeah, like I think that because the whole thing of them not promoting it was, hey, we don't agree with what he thinks, and that was like the whole like, oh, Elon was saying, oh, I'm freedom of speech and letting certain people that they banned on other platforms like Facebook and Instagram and stuff like that, like they were banned on it, and they were like, no, we're gonna let whoever blase, and obviously there was some political stuff behind it, but in general it was like, all right, we're gonna let whoever wants to come on this, as long as you stay within these guidelines, say whatever you want. And they were like, no, we don't agree with whatever they're doing over there, so we're gonna take all our to try to shut them down. But the problem with that is they got so much money in backing because Elon Musk, that motherfucker got billions sitting on billions. So you couldn't just shut them down that long, and people stayed up there and still growing platform. Like I don't use Twitter. I haven't used Twitter in a very long time, but people talk about using it all the time. Like people be sending me stuff like, oh, I'll be like, bro, I ain't been up there forever, but like people are using it actively. And you can even see like Instagram tried to have a competition with them with Threads. It didn't work out the way they wanted to. And some of there was another company I can't remember that had a competitor as well, and it didn't work out. So you can see they were trying to get Twitter out the way, but it didn't work out. So now, boom, they're coming back to X, and so yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I'm sure it is probably something between some of the higher ups at these companies, but like, that's still like, bro, just taking somebody off your platform and they didn't do anything, like, I don't know about that. Especially when it's a public platform. Yeah. If it was just outside of Post Network and all, we put our own content out, and we just decide to take something off of it, that's one thing. Because anybody can't just come up there and make an account and start pushing out stuff. But when you're a public and anybody can go up there and start pushing out stuff, you got to play by different rules because you're also protected by different rules by the government. So I don't know. It's definitely an interesting thing. Coming back
yeah,
to
it's definitely crazy. But you know, Facebook really got some new ownership recently, didn't they?
I'm not sure. So the companies that came back, that was boycotting was Comcast, Disney, IBM, Lionsgate Entertainment, and Warner Brothers Discovery. Walmart is still not advertising on it. Walmart's supposed to, yeah, they're still not advertising.
Walmart definitely don't need it. But I think
I don't even know why Walmart be advertising, period. At this point, bro, Walmart is Walmart, man. If you don't know what Walmart is,
exactly.
Hey.
They don't even got no Apple Pay and people still go there, so it's,
yeah.
you don't even gotta worry about it.
Yeah.
But I mean,